Hello YouTube. Call of Duty have released some new information about the Warzone Pacific map called Caldera, and it looks awesome. Let's dive in. So today we've had this image of this map released. It was released on their Twitter account. It's also on their website. You can download if you want kind of a more high-res version. But the map, on face value, doesn't actually look smaller than Verdansk. It doesn't look larger either. I think it's pretty much to scale, pretty much the same size. There are some quite interesting points of interest that they've kind of highlighted here. So looks like Arsenal, docks, runway, ruins, mines, peak, beachhead, village, lagoon, airfield, fields, subpen, power plant, capital and resort. Looks like section F, which is peak. That looks like it's going to obviously be quite an interesting location if you want to get height on your enemies and want to kind of start the map. It looks like it's probably going to be one of the more popular areas to drop. On their website, they have actually also released some information and a bit of lore around each section of the map. Plus, they've actually released some information on what type of guns are going to be used, what operators you've got. So let's jump into that and take a look at that as well.
A hidden paradise.
The detail is amazing. Quite open. Reminds me of Erangel on PUBG. You can climb rocks apparently.
Take a dip in a river or stream.
Brilliant.
Fuel up on the artisanal organic.
I wonder how GPU intensive this is going to be.
The Emerald of the Pacific. Free flights starting December 9th. Pacific Horizon Air is not responsible for any death, parachute-related accidents, gas-related deaths, or injury, anti-aircraft fire, tennis.
Oh, that's brilliant. It's like a holiday resort.
Should Pacific Horizon Air become engaged in aerial combat, an early exit may be required. What are you waiting for? Book your trip today.
Looks like it's got a lot of points of interest for you to land on. So, if we jump onto the Call of Duty website, they've actually got a bit more information about the specific points of interest, some lore. But actually down below, they've also started talking about any specific game changes that they might be making, which is quite interesting in terms of what weapons they're looking at, what perks they are and how they're changing. So if you look at this, there are some quite high-res points of interest that you can see. Naval Arsenal, industrial docks. Looks like there's quite a lot of high and low points, lots of places to hide, lots of places to be ghosted out of your mind. If that perk works the same way that it did, again, is flanked though by a lot of open areas. Reminds me, like I say, of PUBG quite a lot, specifically this area, kind of Aztec area that existed in Erangel on PUBG. Bit of change of scenery there, like this area is quite dug out. It looks like, again, tactically you could approach this area in quite a few different ways. So they've got Warzone Pacific Day 1 playlist content and Ricochet anti-cheat driver rollout. So the driver is rolling out on day 1. And then they talk about all operators, weapons and personalization content coming on December the 8th. So if you don't know, if you already own Vanguard, you will get the map one day early. If you don't own Vanguard, it will upgrade to the map on the 9th of December. You'll still get access to Rebirth on the 8th of December if you don't own Vanguard, and it will then switch over to the new map, which you'll get access to. And I believe Rebirth will disappear for a while. It will come back in Season 1, and we'll all be able to play Caldera or Pacific at that point in time. So just looking at this, when Season 1 launches on December 8th, all Warzone players will gain access to everything that Vanguard brought to the Arsenal and Barracks. So 40 weapons, so 38 core weapons from their launch. I believe 2 are also in the Battle Pass, which makes up 40. You'll get 12 operators. It's quite interesting what they say below about operators and gun use, which we can. I'm not clear as to whether none of the Modern Warfare or Black Ops weapons will be available. It sounds like they're not, but we'll delve into that in a bit more detail. Each of these operators are ready to drop alongside Special Operations Task Force 006. Calling cards. So again, Vanguard's calling cards. At the start of the season, cross progression between Vanguard and Warzone will be enabled, allowing you to rank up through seasonal prestige and unlock new content through the Battle Pass and challenges. Also expect the store in both games to contain new bundles featuring Vanguard content. And then it goes on to say, talk about Vanguard Royale, exploring new content with dogfighting and updated land vehicles. So here it talks about available to all players on December 9th, with Vanguard players gaining exclusive play access on December 8th. Vanguard Royale leads Season 1's featured playlist rotation with a game mode that puts a fresh set of vehicles and a streamlined loadout and weapon pool on the brand new map. So specifically, there are two major differences between a Vanguard Royale and a traditional Battle Royale. So I'm assuming we'll have both. I'm not sure how that works. I'm assuming there'll be both. But so Vanguard Royale, maybe we won't. We'll see what happens. New vehicles and dogfighting. So fly fighter planes that rain down fire on foes, or head for the AA guns or trucks to shoot them down. There are also other ground-based vehicles, including a squad transport all-terrain car that will help your squad cut through and around the island. That'd be pretty cool. Getting in with your mates, get across like a lake or river and take some people out. That'd be quite awesome. A focus on Vanguard weapons, so loadouts can only contain Vanguard weaponry, streamlining the meta for more accessibility and room for experimentation. So this is what I'm not clear on, like what happens with normal Royale mode. Are we going to have both, or just all the guns getting chopped, or all the other guns getting chopped and we're only going to have this map? I'm still not entirely clear. Circle collapse changes in game events and more. So times for circle collapses are altered to offer a different pace of play, especially with dogfighting overhead. Also expect an in-game event at circle collapse bombing runs, which again sounds like PUBG. Those bombing runs were really irritating, but see how that works. And then different items, both within Caldera's overworld and contract rewards. So it talks about then Rebirth Island. So Vanguard owners will receive 24 hours of exclusive access to Caldera. Anyone who doesn't have Vanguard will still get access to Rebirth while it's all being switched over. During the season, featured playlists will include returns to Rebirth Island for resurgences and other game modes. And new limited time modes will focus on Caldera, such as Vanguard Plunder. So Vanguard Resurgence mode presented by Beanox. And other festive surprises. So if you don't have Vanguard, you use Vanguard Plunder, I guess, to rank your weapons up if you need to. Some finer points in addition to the Warzone experience. So the Gulag. So this one is basically, I believe, like the Iron Trials mode, where I think this was tested, where you can basically drop back in with the guns that you had in the Gulag. So you might want to conserve your ammo when you're fighting in there to give you the best chance when you come out to shoot more players and get your loadout back if it's in the late game, which is quite interesting. And then loadout items and field upgrades. So Dead Silence is being nerfed. Stopping power rounds are gone. The Kali stick and side to give justice to all ghosts who live, blah blah blah. Expect the aforementioned equipment and weapons to be adjusted to be less potent in Warzone, along with gun butting no longer being the primary method of an attack. Caldera. Interesting. It sounds like so lethal and tactical equipment pieces will see much needed buffs. So that's cool. Most lethal equipment will deal more damage. Interesting. And the snapshot grenade will see its effective radius increase. The stim will also apply a slight movement boost. And the decoy grenade will pack rubber bullets that deal just enough damage to pester enemies. Interesting. Gas masks and explosive canisters. I think this is basically talking about gas masks not interrupting as many actions like at the moment in Warzone coming back into the circle or going into the gas, taking the gas marks on or off really impacts whether you can shoot somebody. It basically stops you from shooting anybody. And then gas masks may offer a modicum of protection against gas canisters, a brand new item developed by High Moon Studios. If these canisters explode, they will release the same noxious vapors as those comprising the circle collapse. Interesting. Something obviously we had similar in the game where you'd go into those I can't remember what the rooms are called, but you'd go into those mystery rooms and the gas would set off in there as well. Shallow water, I believe if you crouch knee high in water you get the effects of cold-blooded, which is quite cool. You can't go prone, it won't let you do that, but you can go you can crouch. Speaking of science, fire-based equipment now causes smoke when it hits water, adding a new layer of tactics when traversing through open shallow pools. I also believe going through a river won't leave footsteps, so tracker won't work in that instance as well. Contracts, there's big game bounty, which is basically targets the operator with most kills. Top secret, which is redacted, you don't know what it is until you pick it up. And then you've got public events. Expect restocks and resurgences from Rebirth Island to come to Caldera, in addition to the cash drops event you may have seen during Operation Flashback. Again, quite interesting changes there. It then talks about the anti-cheat next. So it looks like that is deploying a kernel level driver on the PC to assist in identifying cheaters in Warzone. It'll be quite interesting to see how this affects people who play this game and the trust in the game. You know, the trust in Warzone has been fairly low, especially over the last year with the amount of cheaters. You know, I frequently see all of my favorite streamers talking about how every single one of their days has been filled with a cheater. So it'll be interesting to see how this works. With that, obviously Warzone is still a free game, so if there is a way of getting around this, I don't know how it will work with people setting up new accounts. Obviously you wouldn't want to pay to have a cheat on Vanguard, £60 a time for getting banned. I don't think too many people will risk getting banned unless they've got a load of disposable cash. And then it just talks about some other exploration in Caldera. There is more intel inbound before the release, and it basically talks about coming back to this page to see more info. You can basically go on the Call of Duty site and if you want to find out more. But all in all, it looks quite interesting. It looks really exciting. You guys let me know if you've got any other intel that I don't have. Please put that in the comments. If you'd like to see more of these types of news or more of my takes on some of these updates that are happening, drop those in the comments too. If you've liked this video, then please do drop a like. It helps the video get seen. I'm testing some of this stuff. I'm not yet that great at shooting some of these videos, but it really helps with my anxiety about being on video. I'm actually practicing whilst shooting these videos at the same time. So any likes, or if you like the content, any subscriptions would be really welcome to the channel. If I can help grow this in a way whilst helping me develop my skills around editing and also camera facing skills, it's all a bonus here. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the update, and I'll catch you guys soon. Over and out.